G'day you cheeky dogs, my name's Margie and I'm an Aussie currently living in America. Today's video is going to be an Easter egg and review breakdown of the episode Bluey Season 3, The Decider. Guys, this was a fantastic episode and again, super Aussie, so I'm so excited to share with you all of the Easter eggs that I found as well as my thoughts on the episode overall. So if you're new here, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and bell button down below. I've been putting out Bluey content all through the month of June, but I will also be releasing some other animated content and Australia content in the next couple of months. Now, to celebrate the game, The Decider, I decided to also do a giveaway competition as well. So if you want to be involved with that and the chance to win a Bluey or Bingo plushie, I'm going to be doing it one on my YouTube channel and also one on my Instagram account, Aussie Girl Margie. So make sure you go check that out so you know how to enter. And I'll give you the details for how to enter for this video at the end. With that being said, let's just start off with some of the amazing Easter eggs with basically the title, The Decider. For those of you who don't know, the state of origin is a massive thing in Australia, especially Queensland and New South Wales, because those are the two teams that play in it. The name, The Decider, is for the third and final game, and it's when both teams win one match each. Already we have a massive Easter egg just with the title alone. Now, of course, the second Easter egg is the teams, Queensland and New South Wales, the Maroons and the Blues. This is actually the first time that we hear the commentators in the background say the word Queensland. It's very rare that Bluey actually says the names of places, so this was already a really cool Easter egg. Now, of course, this episode also is airing during the state of origin. The second game is actually this Sunday, so that's really cool that they've sort of timed it perfectly to bring it out during that time. Now, when we look as well at the actual Maroons and Blues players on the screen, Ludo Studios has gone to so much effort to really replicate what it looks like in real life. So not only do their jerseys look almost the exact same as the Maroons and Blues jerseys in real life, but as does the logo for the state of origin and even the scoreboard as well. Now, another Easter egg we get is that we find out that Lucky's mum, Janelle, is from a long way away in New South Wales. So she is a Blues supporter. She is rocking the Blues jersey as well. And we also find out that she is also a fan of the sprinkler dance move, similar to what we see Bandit do in the intro title sequence for Bluey. Now, of course, in the background of this whole episode, we can hear the commentators talking. And again, what an amazing Easter egg this is, because those commentators are the actual real life commentators in Australia. So Ray Warren is the commentator for the Queensland versus New South Wales game that we see at the start, as is Jonathan Thurston. Ray Warren is just iconic in Australia. He has commentated 99 State of Origin games, and this episode was actually his 100th time of commentating a State of Origin game. So he hit the century mark and he has just retired. So what a way to end it with commentating the Bluey State of Origin. Jonathan Thurston as well is also an iconic Maroons player. He also played for the Townsville Cowboys, which is where I'm from. So it was really cool to hear both of them commentating the whole way through. Now, the third commentator, Gordon Bay, is also iconic. He does a lot of the commentating for the Australian games, which again, another Easter egg. At the end of the show, we see the Australia versus the New Zealand team, the Wallabies versus the All Blacks. And there's a few more Easter eggs with that as well, but I'll get to those in a little bit. Now, some other small little Easter egg details as we see the esky that Lucky's dad, Pat, is holding has the paw print logo on it rather than the Australia usual logo that we see on eskies. The jerseys all have such details. They have the Q on them for Queensland, which is great. And Pat's jersey from the back says 13. Now, this could be a few different references. There's a bunch of players who've had the number 13, so maybe one of those was his favorite. But also it could be, you know, the idea that 13 is an unlucky number, but his son is called Lucky. So maybe that could be a little bit of an Easter egg reference there too. Now, I see an Easter egg with Bandit as well as a reference to a previous episode, Mini Bluey, where they used fur chalk. And in this one, he uses that fur chalk as well to the best extent. He goes full maroon for the State of Origin game. And then later on, we see him go full gold and green as well for Australia's colors, with even a little green Australia on him too. Now, we also get a little bit of a Easter egg reference to some of the players' names in the actual State of Origin here. So we find out the names of two players from Queensland. One is called Bucko and the other one is called Flogger. Flogger, of course, is a little bit of an Easter egg reference to the fact that they constantly say, "We're gonna flog ya," which is kind of like an iconic Aussie expression in sports when we think we're gonna beat the other team. And we find out one name from the New South Wales player, and that is Zipper. We also see in some of the shots that the parents are drinking alcohol. This is not new in the Blueyverse. We've seen them drink alcohol before in the episode Barbecue, in Christmas Swim, in Veranda Santa, Stumpfest as well. A bunch of episodes where we've seen them just doing what adults normally do. But something really cool here about the beer that they're holding is in the State of Origin one, they have the maroon stubby holders basically to hold their beer. But we see the Australia versus All Blacks part, they have the green and gold stubby holders. So nice little Easter egg detail there. We also learn a little bit more about Chucky and Lucky, I guess, as well, and their house. So when we see Janelle in their house, we see some dinosaur toys on the bottom. So I'm assuming they're probably Chucky's. So he might be a big fan of dinosaurs. In the background as well, we see this iconic picture from New South Wales from the Great Ocean Road. Of course, seeing as Janelle is from New South Wales, that makes sense. And we also get a picture of Pat in the background too, wearing an orange jersey and holding a football. Now we know Pat's super into sports, so he's always singing about them, wearing different jerseys. But interestingly enough, the only rugby orange jersey is from New South Wales, the Eagles. So maybe he played in New South Wales for a while and that's where he met Janelle. And of course we have our long dog as well in Chucky's house. It's just there on top of the toys. I was a bit sad that this is just a regular brown long dog and it didn't represent any of the rugby teams that we saw, like we've seen with other long dogs throughout the episodes. So I know, a little bit sad there, but we still got the long dog, so that's okay. Now, another really cool Easter egg is when they meet at halftime and they're playing in the backyard with the footy. The football itself is also a replica of the actual State of Origin football with the blue and the maroon on each end. And we also find out here that Chucky's nickname is Chuckles. We also see the first ever appearance of Frisky for season 3, and it's so great. We see Frisky, Chili, and Trixie all together at the game. Curious as to how they got tickets. It could be through any one of their work-related jobs, perhaps, but it's great. This is the first time we see all 3 characters together. Now, as I mentioned, it was very iconic them showing both the Queensland and New South Wales Rugby League teams, but of course at the end we see the Rugby Union teams for Australia and New Zealand, which are usually called the Wallabies and the All Blacks. However, most likely for legal issues, I'm assuming, they couldn't do the actual wallaby symbol, so instead they have the emu, which is the second most iconic Australian animal, and it's also on our Australian crest. So they've got emu in the green and gold all around with the decorations. But of course the All Blacks are pretty iconic in their black and white, so we know that it's them already. But we do again get a reference to their country. We hear them say Kiwis when Mackenzie and his family rock up, which again is the first time they really referenced another nationality, which is a really cool detail they've added in. Now Mackenzie and his family, we know, are New Zealanders, they're Kiwis. They rock up in an iconic Mitsubishi Triton double ute. It's that iconic orange color, so a cool Easter egg there. And for those of you who don't know as well, not only is Mackenzie, you know, a border collie, but he is based off the comic Foot Rot Flats, which is from New Zealand. And the creator of that comic also was a junior All Blacks player. And a lot of the time in that comic, they would show them in All Blacks gear or watching the All Blacks on television. So just so many meta references and Easter eggs within that one little part. And there's also another sort of running gag about Mackenzie being clueless. We see him being clueless in the episodes The Creek, as well as Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound and Curry Quest as well. So again, him not knowing what's going on with the parents yelling at each other and yelling out boo and we're gonna flog ya. It's just continuing on that kind of gag of him not knowing what's going on. Overall though, my thoughts on the episode, I loved it. Again, super Aussie episode. I would probably give it 4 out of 5 long dogs. I think there is a really great lesson here that children understand tough decisions, especially when they have to pick between their mum and their dad and they know that one of them is going to get hurt. And I won't lie, that scene of Chucky having to pick between his parents, yeah, it made me tear up a little bit. But I think Janelle also shows a great response and how, as a parent, you should respond. Respecting your child's choice, telling them that you still love them and that it's okay, even if, yeah, it does break your heart a little bit. I also think that this could easily be an analogy for divorce, whether you're having to pick which parent to go and see on the weekends or which one you want to do what. So I think not only does it show, you know, just the sporting life of Australia, but it could also be replicated into a lot of other situations as well. And again, Bluey loves to dive deep into some of these issues, and I think this is another great example of that. But let me know, guys, what did you think of this episode? What would you rate it out of 5 long dogs? But also, were there any other Easter eggs that you spotted that I didn't? Let me know in that comment section down below. And as I said, this is how you can win a Bluey or Bingo plush. This is a giveaway video. So this is what you gotta do. You have to have subscribed to my channel and leave a comment down below about your favorite Easter egg from this episode. So those are the 2 main things you gotta do. Same thing over on Instagram. You have to follow the account AussieGirlMargie and leave a comment on the giveaway post again about maybe what your favorite Easter egg was from this episode. So you have 2 chances to win either a Bluey or Bingo plush. Now, in terms of who can actually do this, you have to have at least Target or Amazon available in your country. So unfortunately, if you don't have either in your country, I can't access the giveaway prize to you basically. So you have to make sure that you have both of those available in your country to win. As for when I will decide the actual winner, I'm going to give you guys 1 week. So you'll have 1 week from Friday when this video drops, as well as 1 week from Saturday when the Instagram one drops as well. So it gives you a little bit of time for each one to make sure you've watched the video, subscribed, left your comment about your favorite Easter egg from this episode. And then we'll do a live stream then for each one on the Friday and Saturday next week to announce the winners. But it's just my way of sort of saying a massive thank you to all of you for watching all of my videos throughout this season. Next week as well, I'm going to have some slightly different videos up with my overall review thoughts about a couple of the episodes together, as well as the top 10 Easter eggs. So make sure, again, that you got that bell clicked for notifications so you know when I'm going to be dropping those videos. And until then, I've picked out a few other videos that you might like, and I will see you in another video. Mwah! Bye!